Okay, looks like we're back live again. Third
Excellent.
time is the charm. Again, we're here with Anthony Alleyne. He is co-CEO of Phore. He is going to give us a little bit of background information because we're going to start over again. A little bit of background information on how he progressed from film into the blockchain space.
Yes, thanks, Deidre. I was looking into the space, looking into doing some research into a story into Bitcoin back in 2014. And then I just fell in love with the space, with this crazy no rule space, which at the time was really like the Wild West. And so since then, I've been involved, trying to look at investments, trying to find opportunities. And so that's how I got involved with Phore, because Phore was one of those opportunities. They were relaunching. They were a different coin at the time. They were called Cryptcoin, and they had a really long heritage actually for cryptocurrency. So instead of actually a startup, this was a restartup, and I thought that that actually had some interest to me, to it being in an industry that had no history, being in a coin that had some history. So I got involved by doing some work, some promotional and some partnership work, and it grew from there because I had previous board experience with an arts company. So I used that to enable myself to climb up really quickly. And being co-CEO really suits me because there are two of us. One of us, Tom, deals with the present, and I deal with the future mostly. There is some overlap, but in terms of building partnerships for the future and bringing in opportunities for the future, it's something that I'm really, really good at. So it's something that I'm using my skills and transferring them from other areas, whether that's business or film, into cryptocurrency or blockchain, and I'm really enjoying it. So that's how I got here.
So, how do you explain to a non-tech person what exactly is Phore?
Well, Phore is a blockchain platform. So if you consider that you have Bitcoin, which is also a platform, Bitcoin is actually known more for its being a currency, but it sits on top of a blockchain platform, which is um, an automated mechanism. So what you can use for, we're relaunching and we're rebranding into a bigger platform. So we're going to be moving to a different blockchain, which you'll be able to do smart contracts, which allow you to set automated contracts which are trustless. Trustless being you don't have to trust anybody. Two parties can actually just say this is open, decentralized, and there is nobody that we don't need to trust anyone for this contract to be executed because it's decentralized, and there's no centralization, there's no central body which is responsible for the contract being executed like there currently is at the moment. So that's kind of one of the areas we are actually expanding in. We're also offering blockchain services as well, where we're building blockchains or rebuilding blockchains or fixing blockchains for other organizations, which we've done about six so far. So it's kind of early days in the blockchain services sphere, but we're moving into it more and more and more, and we keep getting queries every day in terms of building blockchains for other people, whether it's a copy of our own or whether it's a brand new blockchain. That's the kind of thing which we're doing as well.
So, since we have a lot of non-technical people watching, how do you explain how Phore is decentralized? Does that mean that I, as a computer owner, can add my computer to your network and uh, support your network? How would that work? How are you
Well,
decentralized?
in terms of decentralization, we mean that the actual system is underpinned by a collection of computers which are spread out all across the world. Now, we have a system called masternodes at Phore. So if you collect a certain amount of Phore, and you actually have your wallet open all the time, that acts as underpinning the whole system. So it gives it a stronger integrity to the system. So for that, for putting aside a certain amount of coins, you get rewarded by earning more coins. Right? So that's how you underpin the system. And all of these computers are all over the world in different places. And so what's occurring is that they're taking care of the system, but nobody knows who they are. You know where they are. You can see their IP address, but you don't know who owns it. And that's how we're decentralized, because at the center, there's no central computer somewhere saying, okay, here is everything. And that gives people a sense of credibility, I would say. Because if that central computer went down, you'd lose everything, if you see what I mean. The whole network would go down, nothing would be moving. But because if one master node goes down, there are 592 others all around the world which are underpinning the system. And so that makes it decentralized, and it also makes it quite robust, because I think we've all been on the other end of a system not working, or you go to the bank and your card's not working because it's centralized. The central database or the central system has fallen over, and then everything falls over. So in that respect, that's how we are decentralized.
So how did Huffington Post find out and do research on you? How did you learn you were ranked by Huffington Post?
Well, I think they contacted us because they heard about us and they wanted to do an article on us. We were approached on a daily basis by a lot of people, venture capitalists, investors. We're approached by a lot of people, so we have to decide which opportunity we're actually going to take. So in this case, Huffington Post, was something that we thought it would be a very interesting article to be part of. And yeah, that's kind of how it happened. But yeah, I'm constantly getting approaches, and so everybody on the team is getting approaches, because one of the things that's important to know is that we didn't run an ICO like a lot of other blockchain or cryptocurrencies. So we didn't go through that funding process of crowdfunding and sort of, building up this massive war chest of money to operate on. We've done it on our own. We're bootstrapped. We kind of didn't want to go down that path, and that's another reason why I wanted to join the company, the organization, because it didn't have an ICO. And I think that there's a lot of problems coming in the near future for organizations that were funded by an ICO process, because operating within certain areas, they will be seen as being securities, which therefore means that they need to be regulated.
Okay, so about your clients, are there any clients or anyone to note that use Phore, or any industries you're specifically aligned with? I mean, what is your client base consist of?
Well, at the moment, our client base consists of other cryptocurrencies, and that's mainly because we're at the forefront of applying fixes. There was quite a major fix that needed to be done recently over the last 2 weeks, which was an exploit, which could have been really bad news. We were the first to provide the fix for it. So we're seen as being technologically advanced to quite a lot of other cryptocurrency blockchain products and platforms. I wouldn't say that we're sort of on everybody's lips at the moment, but we aim for that to change. We are soon going to launch, I mentioned before when we got cut off, we're soon going to launch industry standard or industry leading smart contracts, which will be really, really fast and have a lot of utility. So I think currently we're in this what's called the bear market within cryptocurrency and blockchain, and it's hurt a lot of projects, and a lot of projects have sort of left and not been able to continue. But I think once we emerge from that, we'll be able to see other clients which will come towards us, which are outside of cryptocurrency and perhaps in areas like health. Health really interests us, and so does obviously finance and other really big enterprise arenas where we'll be able to build blockchains for people and show them how that can be a benefit for them.
That actually leads nicely into my next question. As a business owner, or if I was someone that was in the health sector, how can Phore actually help what I'm already doing or improve what I'm already doing?
Well, I think here's one of the problems that I have with the hype about blockchain. What you have at the moment is you have the blockchain can solve anything, and it can solve anything. So any problem you have, it can solve it. And I don't believe in that. I think that if you want to apply blockchain to your business, then you actually need to have a tailored blockchain that actually does what you need. So that is something that's personalized to your needs, which means that we would need to come and see you, talk to you, find out your requirements rather than just say, here's our blockchain, we're just going to apply it, which wouldn't work for you, wouldn't work for us. So we need to look at clients' expectations, but also client needs very, very individually. So I don't want to put this blanket thing over saying that it could do this, it could do that. Every single business has its own separate individual needs and requirements. And the blockchain needs to focus on that, on individual needs and requirements, rather than just saying, oh, it can do this for you, it can do that for you. In a general sense, what it could possibly do is help you interact with your clients by having some of their data or part of their data available in a trustless solution. That's what it could potentially do, but I'm giving you a very general answer on purpose here, because we would need to look at your case in question.
Okay, so if I'm going to Phore right now, I'm going to actually pull up the website so people can take a look at it when they're watching the stream. But if I go to Phore right now, what would be of benefit to me to download a wallet now, or I mean, what do you see in terms of people who are not customers, not trying to create a blockchain? What is the benefit of having Phore?
Well, we also have a decentralized marketplace, which is in open beta. So you can actually buy and sell things. People are buying and selling things using Phore as a currency, and that gives us a utility as opposed to it just being a cryptocurrency which people are speculating on. We have a usage for it, a real usage for it. Now we're in open beta, so we're not actually the size of eBay at the moment, but you can actually look at you can download the executable from the website. You can set up a shop. You can begin buying and selling. And I think that's one of the things that is really, really key. We wanted to have something that was useful and that works. And there are still one or two bugs with the marketplace, which we're squashing and ironing out. We have really, really big plans for that. And what I want to make clear is it's a decentralized marketplace. So there are no fees on the marketplace at all. So from a business point of view, you could have a platform where you can buy and sell products and services and you won't lose anything in fees, whether you're buying or selling. We have this running because we want to see Phore being taken up. And the more people use Phore, the more we indirectly benefit. We also are available to help people if they want, for a premium service by setting up a shop for them and giving them advice and promotion. But if you don't need any of that, everything is free of charge. You can buy and sell as much as you want. You are responsible for your own taxes. Decentralization also comes with responsibility. So we provide the platform, but we don't own it. We take care of it, we upkeep it, but it's not ours. It's everybody's. So that's something which I think a lot of people need to understand, because they see this and they hear about things like Silk Road, and this is not Silk Road. This is something whereby we're allowing you to have a direct selling tool, which you can keep all of the proceeds from.
Speaking of Silk Road, are you concerned about any legal ramification, whether it's in the UK or elsewhere, based on what people are selling through your marketplace?
Well, we have the power to restrict the search engine that we use for people to, so we can remove items from the search engine. I think that, again, if people come to us, we're not running it. That's the beauty of a decentralized system. If we were centralized and we had everything on our computers and people were buying and selling this stuff, then yes, I quite concerned about it. But because it's decentralized and peer-to-peer means peer-to-peer, which means you are directly buying and selling to a person. So if people are doing that, then they are liable to the laws in which they're operating. We're not blocking any of that, and we don't want to encourage it. So we're not hiding anything. Everything's public. So transactions that you make will be public. And obviously your identity won't, but what you're doing on the blockchain will be public. So people should be very, very aware about it. It's not an excuse to get involved in illegal activity. I think it's probably easier to get caught, actually, if you're involved in illegal activity this way, rather than on something which is harder to find.
So, if something should transpire and I buy something and I don't get what's delivered, I can't even contact Phore. That's between me and the buyer, correct?
Yeah. I mean, we are putting a system of reviewing in place, and we are putting another system in place where transactions which didn't go through the way they should have gone through, they'll go through a system where we put into place a system of guardians who actually make a decision, make a judgment, taking the facts on each side. And again, decentralized, people who know gain to make from it or no grudge against either party. So that's something which is coming in the future with the full release, where we have a system of mediation in place. And again, it's a learning process because this is new stuff. So we see it working one way, but when it comes out, if there are any issues, then we might tweak it to find a better way to work. There are companies that we are in partnership with who offer these types of mediation services as part of their offerings to the blockchain. So we've been talking to them as well. So we are very aware that this is going to be an issue. So it's something which we are, obviously it's at the front of our minds when we do have a full alpha launch.
Wow. Well, I thank you for your time. Sorry about the start and stop of the live streams, but we definitely have a lot of content here that we're going to share. I mean, for me, it was great to know. I don't know how I missed the marketplace the first time. I was looking at the wallets, and I pretty much understood masternodes. We had run a few group masternodes before within our group. So some of the members should be familiar with masternodes. We don't run any masternodes as a group anymore, but they can go independently and look into that. But definitely we're going to be on a lookout. I really appreciate, I know I connected with you, but I appreciate you kept following up with me. And I actually encourage other people to follow up because I have a lot of people following up with me and I'm like, yeah, I can't do an interview now. But I want to do more and more of them so people know who are the players in the field, especially from the global Black community, so that they're aware of what's out there that's tangible that can be used right now. So I appreciate any parting words before we end the live.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say that I'm not necessarily plugging Phore. I think that this whole space is really, really exciting right now. And people should do their own research and see whether or not there's opportunities for them within this space, because it will expand rapidly this year. And it is all about getting in first and then using your position where you are to actually then leverage being able to go further. So take a look around. It's not as scary as it used to be. I think with all of the speculation that's kind of like left now. When Bitcoin was approaching 20,000 and people were just going crazy and everybody knew what Bitcoin was and everybody was throwing money. We're in a much healthier situation now where things are more real, more serious. So yeah, take a look around and just see if it's for you.
And definitely keep us up to date on your film projects. I live in New Jersey, but I'm in the New York market, and a lot of my peers or independent filmmakers and creatives and stuff like that. So definitely keep us in post of where your films are going to be appearing so that people can get some more information. Because I think more and more, which is why, I really come from a print background, but I was encouraged to do live streams by one of our other admins because, more and more people want to just tune in, watch, and then they'll do research later on and read more later on. So it's a better way of giving people an introduction to Phore than if I were to write an article about it. So definitely keep us up to date on your documentaries and other works that are coming up.
I will do.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your time.
No problem.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.